vessel or the weak vessel called devil, it is the teachings that now qualify that person as an enemy. And then they go back to the Holy Land and do what? Cause trouble amongst the righteous people. Doing what? Telling lies. Then they did what? They were marched out of the Holy Land, and they were made to walk every step of the way, which was 2,200 miles. We took from them everything but the language. They went savage. And when they went savage, what happened? They began to swing on vines. They began to raping each other. They began to have sex with one another. They tried to graft themselves back into the original man. This they weren't able to do. They only got back to what was considered monkeys or apes. Now that's something to think about, right? They lost all knowledge of self, but the only thing they kept was the language. What language was that they spoke? Was it an actual language or was it mathematics? That's something for you to go home and think about. Now listen, 2,000 years later, a prophet by the name of Musa came. Are you listening? 2,000 years later, a prophet by the name of Musa came and taught them what? The forgotten tricknology. Well, where was the tricknology taught to them? It was taught on the island of Palan or Patmos, correct? And it was that which made them the enemy, because when they went savage, they forgot that they were the enemy. Why? Savage is a person who lost the knowledge of himself and is living a beast life. The devil began to live a beast life literally, like the dogs, like the lions, like the tigers, like the beasts that they seen in the caves and hillsides of Europe. They began to take on those particular behaviors and elements of existence. But they forgot that they were the enemy because they lost everything. They lost the knowledge of themselves, and they were made to be what? The enemy. So Musa came 2,000 years later, and he taught them the forgotten tricknology. But who was Musa? Musa was a half original man. Pay attention. Musa was a half original man. And Musa now was charged with the responsibility to teach them the forgotten tricknology, which was what? Stealing, lying. He taught them how to build a respectful home for themselves, right? To live a respectful life, right? But he taught them how to steal, how to lie, and how to do what? Master the original man. It was this education that came from Musa, who was a prophet, who was a half original man. It was this education that went to them that reestablished the white man as being the enemy. It was the teachings that came from who? From Musa. Musa taught them the forgotten tricknology. If it was the forgotten tricknology and Musa taught them 2,000 years ago, have you asked yourself who taught Musa? I'm going to say that again. If Musa came 2,000 years later, went into the caves and hillsides of Europe, which is West Asia, took the white man, set him back up on his feet, which is really not his feet because he only has 33 1/3 degrees worth of knowledge, he began to teach them how to master the original man. He taught them stealing, lying, how to build a respectful home or live a respectful life and build a nice home for himself. He taught them the forgotten tricknology. If it was forgotten, then who taught Musa? Musa had to be taught the forgotten tricknology since he wasn't on the island of Patmos. He wasn't alive during the time of Yaqub. So if Yaqub taught the original tricknology, how in the hell did Musa find out about the original tricknology 2,000 years later? And how did Musa go and now teach the devils the forgotten tricknology, which makes them more than just the devil? They now become the enemy, or Satan. Now think about this. Musa was a what? A half original man. That means he was half. That means his mother or father had to be white. Now because of the law of mathematics and the dominant and recessive, we know that the black man is God and he has a dominant reality, so we can say with a clear assumption that Musa's father had to be a black man and his mother had to be white. Who was his father? We don't get into that teaching, do we? But obviously, if Musa is considered a prophet, then only the 24 scientists can raise a prophet. So that means one of the 24 scientists who is a god, because the whole god body, the whole group of 12 minor, 12 major, the 24 scientists, the 24 elders, they have children. Those are the gods. Then they go and pick and choose who are going to be prophets and or messengers, correct? So if Musa is a half original man, that tells you that his father is a black man, his mother is a white person. Now, what person went and got a white woman to give birth to a Musa 2,000 years after the white man was the devil? He lost the knowledge of self. He turned out to be a savage. He went into the caves of Europe. All the devils were in the caves of Europe, correct? Okay, where was Musa's mother found? And which one of the 24 scientists was Musa's father? But more importantly, which one of the 24 scientists, which was God, commissioned Musa to go civilize the devil and teach them the forgotten tricknology? What I'm saying is clear. Musa had to be taught the forgotten tricknology in order to teach white folks how to be the enemy of black people. Because in the caves, they were not the enemy of black people. They were the enemies of themselves. But they were brought back into the knowledge of who they were and given the tools and the accessories in order to become who? The enemy of black people. And it was given to them by Musa, who we call a prophet or a messenger. And we call Musa a half original man. That means whoever taught Musa the forgotten tricknology, they too had to know the forgotten tricknology, because Musa could not be taught unless there is a teacher, and he could not be sent unless somebody is there to send him. A black man sent him. A black man gave birth to him. A black man also knew the tricknology that made the devil enemy, and then Musa himself went and taught white folks how to master the original man. Now, why does that matter? It matters simple for this. As y'all are getting mad at L. Ron Hubbard, as you all are formulating opinions about the Church of Scientology and Dianetics and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, understand that your biggest enemy, if you call the white man the devil, or you call the white man Satan, or you're fixated with the enemy who you consider a white man, understand that that white man got his teachings, got his inspiration, got his motivation, got his civilization, got his instructions, got his body, got his bone, got his brain, got his flesh, got his existence from a black man. So if that's the case, your line of reasoning by not listening or getting some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from L. Ron Hubbard is ass backwards. Because, damn it, the bottom line is your enemy who you reject, which is Satan himself or the devil, is the manifestation of the ways and actions of a black man. So deal with that. And I hope you can rewind it and listen to it again on what I just got through saying, because I'm not going to repeat it again. So I'm going to go further and I'm going to close out and try to show you something that you don't understand. Or I hope it's that you just don't understand and you have not thought about this. Who are the 5% in the poor part of the planet Earth? They are the poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachings of who? The 10%. And they are all wise and know who the living God is, and teach that the living God is the Son of Man, the supreme being, the black man of who? Of Asia, which is the earth. Now, they teach freedom, justice, and equality to who? All of the human family. Okay? And they're otherwise known as civilized people. Also are Muslims and Muslim sons. Now those are the 5%. Their duty is to teach civilization to those who are what? Uncivilized. And if they do not perform their duty, what do? They are punished by the Nation of Islam. Let me ask you this question. If civilized people are Muslims and civilized people are Muslim sons, what is a Muslim son? A Muslim son is one who has studied from 35 to 50 years. Then he can be called a Muslim son, and he can wear the greatest and only flag of the universe, right? But he must add a sword on the upper part of the greatest of the holy and universe flag of Islam. Ain't that something? What that tells you is that this white man can clean himself up, because it says he is allowed to study from 35 to 50 years so that he can clean himself up. Now, when he cleans himself up, does that mean soap? Does that mean shampoo? It could be. Does it mean a new outfit? Does it mean he gives himself a shave? Does it mean, you know what I'm saying, he go gets a facial, he gets a manicure or a pedicure? No, that would only take a couple of days, right? And a little bit of money. But But it takes him 35 to 50 years to clean himself up. What is he going to clean up if he's studying from 35 to 50 years? See, he's the devil regardless of how long he studies, because he's weak. He's grafted from the original. He has weak blood. He has weak hair. He has weak bone. He has weak eyes. He's recessive. He's a devil. Just like a grapefruit is a devil. Just like many breeds of dogs are devils. Just like some of the children that live in your house that you're looking at right now are devils because they're grafted from the original. But that doesn't make you the enemy. That does not make you the enemy. I'm going to say it again. That doesn't make you the enemy.